All right, module one. So this will be the start of the course. So let me say this. Well, if you're watching this, you already know. I was going to say you have to score 100% on the getting started module to view this. But if you're viewing this, you've already done that. So moving on. So when you open up any of these modules in this course, this is module one. So it corresponds with week one. There is an introduction, which you clicked on and you're watching. So these are broken down. Now, this is called chunking. This is a content heavy course. You break it into smaller sections. It's easier to understand, to read, and to hopefully retain and comprehend all the information. So this is lesson 1.1 all the way through lesson 1.9. Now, I'll just do this one. They're all set up the same. The entire course, some might be a little longer than others, some shorter, but this is going to start everything off. So this is a rundown, like it says here, gives a little background on anatomy and physiology. Here are the learning objectives. So you're going to read through that. You're going to then go through, and some of these have videos. I don't believe this one does, but here are some different examples of, or actually does, I'm sorry, different examples of anatomy, like as far as breaking it down, some different categories, that kind of thing. There's a video. It looks like it's from Crash Course. Those are really good. So you'll want to watch that. And then this is physiology, which is the physiology pertains to how things work together. So here's some examples of that. So cell physiology, systemic physiology. The video in the previous lesson or page will probably touch on all that. So you have the rundown, these two, and then you have a lesson quiz. Now, these are different than the getting started quizzes. These you can do total twice. It's going to, like it says here, it's going to keep the highest grade. So where is it? It says 100 points. Anyway, there's 5 questions total. So, and then, like I said, you can take these twice. Now, these will count as a grade. The lesson quizzes are 5% of your average, so they will help. Are they going to make or break your grade here? No, but definitely do them. They will count toward your average. They will help, of course, and they're required. You have to do them. This last page is kind of just to close everything out, and then you're going to move on to the next lesson. Now, these are not performance-based. You don't have to score a certain score. Once you've completed this getting started module, they're all going to be available to you. Same thing here, levels of organization. That's a common thing when you're studying anatomy and physiology. It has its own language, of course, and that language is universal. That way, regardless of what country you're in or perhaps what language, the language will be different, but the terms are the same. That way to eliminate any confusion. So this is kind of a common one you start with. It's called the levels of organization. And then the other one here are the different organ systems that are covered. There are 11 total. So in fact, down here, this is kind of a breakdown. These are, so this is respiratory. And I had mentioned this. Remember, you can click on any picture. Now, this one really did blow it up a lot bigger. You can scroll up and down. So you have integument, skeletal, muscular, nervous, endocrine, cardiovascular, that kind of thing. And then this, and I can click on that, see lymphatic, respiratory, digestive, just some, and overall, you're going to cover all of these. Here's a video on body systems. And then here's a quiz on that. Same thing. You can take it twice. It's going to keep your highest grade. So, okay, you're going to do that throughout the entire module. So you want to complete where you're going to have to. So 1.1 all the way through. Now this covers chemistry. Here's 1.9. Now this class has a lab component to it. This lab folder. Now what you find in these folders, here is an outline. That's what you're going to use to study and when you're preparing for the lab exam. Here's a Word version. Here's a PDF. Hopefully this one loads quicker than the one in the the Padlet of my other video, but here is some pictures, a little breakdown of the membranes. Here are, again, our organ systems. And then here are really important terms. In fact, you can download these here. I'm going to click on this little arrow here. So you can download and save these to your computer. This is a PDF. But what I was going to say, and I have my little zoom bar in the way, you can make these as big or small as you want. I love that. I love PDFs because they look better. They're easier to use. Now, there is a Word document there too. But starting here with organ systems, what I was going to say is these terms are some of the most important things you can learn, because all through anatomy and physiology, you're going to use this type of terminology. Terms like proximal, distal, ventral, dorsal, lateral, medial, things like that. And so, and then here's a diagram for that. So this is what you're going to use to prepare for your lab exam. Now, the first part of these, this lab folder is always going to have that. Now, I didn't mean to go all the way out of that. So this is the lab folder. There's the outline. Now, what you're going to want to do, now these are not lessons, but you're going to have a breakdown here, some videos. Same thing, anything that's here to prepare your, so all this, and like I said, you can always click on pictures. These really blow these up bigger. Look at that, my goodness. I'm going to go back. Oh, there's the X, my bad. I didn't even need to do that. Okay, so all that's in the lab folder. Now, there's no lessons. You don't have to complete quizzes. You're going to have one lab exam. Study hall. This actually has, here we have some outlines like this. There we go. In my previous video, the little outline didn't come up, but you can download these. You can click on the 3 dots or the ellipsis, I believe is what it's called. Download attachment. Say this is a PDF, but this is a great source. It covers everything that went. Okay, the lessons cover it, and now you have a resource like this. And let me click on this. So those are outlines. Here's one for chemistry. There's 2 of those. Here is some PowerPoints that says the periodic table. That's interesting. Oh, this is an interactive. This is an awesome one. That's great. You're not going to really use that much. But anyway, here's the PowerPoints for Introduction to Anatomy and Chemistry. Here are some videos, and Crash Course is really good. Now, it's good to get perspectives from different authors. There's some videos for me in here, as far as especially the lab stuff, but it's good to get other viewpoints and perspectives. But here is all the introductory stuff. And then here are videos. Let me move over one thing. I'm going to move this over there. But like I said, you can click on these. You can make them full screen. There's a thing down here, but you'll want to go through and watch these. These are all great study things. I believe these are the Amoeba sisters. I believe some of these, that one down there is. This is Crash Course, but it goes through chemistry. And like I said, it's really good to get the perspective of different authors and different people. Oops. Okay. So once you've done all that, okay, you've done the lessons. Now, you know, the lab, you can do that however you want. This lab folder has all the information, the outlines. But once you get ready, okay, here are the assignments for Module 1. There's a research assignment. There's one lesson. Now, some of these modules may have more than one. Here's the lab exam. Here's the lecture exam. And I do need to change these dates. This is a Sunday. That was a little off. But remember, these lessons, you can do the questions over and over again, do the whole lesson over and over again. It's called a mastery quiz. You can do them as many times as you want. The lab exam, lecture exams, you get one opportunity for those. Okay. And there's no backtracking, but the lab exam is going to cover the information that's in the lab folder. The lecture exam is going to cover the information in these lessons and also what is under the study hall here, the outline of the videos I showed you. One thing on these research assignments. So when you open these up, they're going to look like this. Once again, I need to change this due date. So this is the first research assignment. This is a PDF. Now, you can download these, of course. I'm just opening the arrow. So these are research questions. Now, when you're asked to explain something, you want to write it in paragraph style and you want to put it in your own words. Okay, do not plagiarize. Do not copy and paste answers. There is a safe assign that will check. It checks the internet. It checks resources here at Howard College. Any answer you give, you want to write it in your own terms. So do some research. You can build a draft on another document. But then right here, it says discuss why anatomical position is used. Put it as a professional answer, of course. But write it in your own words. Okay, do not copy and paste, do not plagiarize. And then some of these are lists of 4 quadrants and 9 regions, things like that. This is an identification part. See here all the different body regions. That's good to know. This one has to do with chemistry. Oh, that's part 2. Okay, so chemistry questions. Okay, those are all the questions you're going to answer. Here, now this is a Word document. And look, if you just click on it, it's going to open it up. But I was going to say it was, like I said, this one you're going to want to with this as well, but these you're going to want to download. See, it's going to open up. Oops. Let's see. All right, there we go. Now look, you can see the answer sheet's pretty blank. This is introductory answers to A&P. Question 6, that body region, you're going to list these out. And then here are the chemistry questions. Yes, enable editing. Stop asking me. So you just want to put your answers on here. Do not put the question, put your answers. And of course, look, you can move these around however you want, however you need to do it. But make sure you have the questions 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one, I believe it looks like there's 6. Yeah, and then there's 6 chemistry questions. Same thing, you're going to want to type in your answers, put everything in your own terms. That's bolded. Of course, you don't have to do it. I mean, I prefer not the whole thing to not be bolded, I guess. But and then when you're done, please put your resources here where you got your information from. And you can use more than 3, okay? But that's how you do those. And these are a big part of your grade. Now, I'll try to give you some feedback on the first set of these as far as how you did. But, you know, I can't state this enough. Do not copy and paste. There is a rubric for each. You can view that. It's a breakdown of how everything's graded. And there's some instructions here. Now, when you're ready, once again, I don't have this in the student view. So you're going to need to, you want to turn your assignment into that box. When you click on it, it'll give you the ability to upload the document. Please put a message there. Here is my module 1 research assignment. So here's the lesson 1 from SoftChalk. So these, of course, are going to be more detailed than what was in the getting started. Now, these 3 little bars, you can move that out of the way. This one's divided up into 2 sections. So part 1 is going to cover the introductory for A&P, but these are drag and drops. Let's see here, cell composition, boom. So you want to read here and you can drop this in. Now you can move these up and down. Now, if you do the wrong one, like this, like I said, it's going to ding you some points. This total exercise is worth 4 points. If you hear that boink, it's probably only going to give you 3.8 if you want to. So you can restart everything. This is a question, like I'm just not even going to read it. Yep, got it wrong. Actually did that on purpose. So now this is just a single question. So results when anabolism occurs more than catabolism. So that should be this one. Yes. Now, If it's more than one question, it's a group of them, it'll give you a retry button. This one is just one. Now look, I can go back and redo it wrong again if I want, but take advantage of that. This is a great way to practice. This is some labeling here. Like it says atoms. Look, you're going to grab this and drag it up here. Boom. And same thing here. If you try to put something wrong, it's going to doink you and you'll have to restart it again, or you don't have to if you don't want to get full credit. This is ordering. You put things in order like this. And then you check your answer with that, of course. And this one's worth 2 points. I'm just making this video long, so I'm gonna do the whole thing, but I hope you get the idea. These are flashcards. You go to the next one. You can even make them, you flip it over. If there are pictures here, you can click on the picture. It'll make it full screen. This is a sorting activity. So once again, I don't want to make this video 30 minutes, but you get the idea. This is something called a accordion. Now, this is just for you to look at. Okay, this isn't worth anything. So you click on that. See, this is skin. It gives you some information about skin. Remember, we do body systems, and the beginning part here is the skeletal system. So, and then down here will be some questions based on that. Okay, this is, I believe this is pairing. Pair the correct body system with the definition. Oh dear, I don't want, and I'm going to click on this, and then that's kidneys. Let's see here. Lordy. You can, in fact, this is a good example of this. You can click on these pictures. I was going to say most of these, you can click on the picture and it makes it larger. Here, let's do this. So I clicked on this, and then I go down here and click on that. So transports sperm, secretes hormones. No doubt there, that's the reproductive system. But in fact, look, I'm sorry, you're going to want to start over once you get one wrong. But let's click on this one, and then, gosh, my eyes, my goodness. There we go. Sorry. But this is the muscular system. Let's see. Delivers oxygen, supports the body, produces movement, generates heat. So you're going to move this back up, and you click on that. Anyway, apologize for that. I don't have my glasses on. But I thought, now most of these, I'm going to click here. Okay, I guess this one you can't. Most of these you can click on the picture, it'll make it larger. That particular exercise is not doing that. Here is some pictures, the same thing, that accordion thing. This is not for a grade. And then right here is the question. This is a crossword. This is a group of questions. You can click here, drop down there, and I'm gonna click there. I didn't read any of the questions. Oh my gosh, I got one right. But see, you can retry these. So I hope that I did that enough. I don't want to make this video 30 minutes long. And I already showed you that I'm blind. So that's the module lesson. The lab exam is going to cover what's in the lab folder. And you get one attempt. You got 45 minutes. And I believe this one, it says it's 25 questions. Now, and it tells you in the information before the test. Now, hopefully it won't kick me all the way up. See right here, it gives you some info about the test. Fill in the blank, make them lowercase. You have to spell them correctly. But you get one opportunity for those. This one is 50 questions. You have 60 minutes to complete. This is the lecture exam, module lecture exam. And it's going to cover everything from these 9 lessons and whatever is under the study hall. So anyway, when these modules open, and I do need to change these dates. So probably I'm going to open this tonight and I'll mess with the dates tomorrow, but, and then I'll get you started. This is a learning. Now the learning journal is something you're going to do throughout the semester. You're going to make an entry for every module. I'd like you to put what you thought, what you learned, what you maybe previously had known before you studied it. This one, I'm going to do your view. Now this stuff is not open yet, so because I want you to be able to see the bottom of this. So you're going to click on this link. This is not due to the end of the semester. It says throughout the course, you'll be on a unique learning journey. This is how you do an entry. You know, watch that video. So what do you need to do with this? Use this journal to create entries for each module. So you're going to create 8 total entries. There's some information here. I'm trying to keep this video less than 30 minutes. The due date, it actually says that everywhere. This is not due to the end of the semester. But see how you're going to click on this and you can create, oh God, I don't know what to write, but, and then you can post it like that. And see, then you can create another entry. So you're going to do an entry for each module. And what are you going to write about? Like it says here. Here's some hints. So observe, preview each lesson, working through them, go through the module. What are the few things I learned on the videos, if applicable? I mean, put just you can't really get these wrong. Just, what'd you know beforehand? What'd you learn? What did you like about it? You can even put what you didn't like about it. What's interesting, anything like this. It gives you some ideas here. So obviously don't put whoever is here. That's not going to be worthy of a good journal entry, but you're going to do 8 of those. Okay, so you're going to do one basically each week. So it'll always be found under whatever we're working at. Like right now, it's under the module 1 here. That's all you can see. But that will be open throughout the semester. And during the last week, it'll be in the actual module 8. It'll be right below the final exam. All right, I hope that gets you started. Email me if you have any questions.